lovely people. Because I'm doing something a little novel today, well, no, that's wrong. Got my script wrong already. Because this should be a fairly quick soap, I thought I'd do something a little novel today. There you go, that's what the script was. This is why I don't have a script. Sometimes I just work shit out of my head and then say it wrong. Microphone's plugged in, yes. I'm doing clay for days, and I'm doing 2. And I thought, well, I'll do them together because it's a very simple soap, but I thought I would bring you along to when I add the clay. I don't remember if I did this the last time I made this. I'm currently adding, okay, I am adding 200 grams of clay. So when you go into a group or ask somewhere how much clay you can use in a soap and someone says 2 tablespoons, clearly you don't have to just use 2 tablespoons because that's not 2 tablespoons, that's 200 grams. Now I'm going to mix this in before I put the lye in here. So this is just my oils and my goat's milk and now my clay. I've got my colour here because it's just a simple single colour soap. This does tend to thicken, and by thicken I mean it's just a thick batter in general because it's so full of clay. So, I mean, you can do designs with it, but honestly, I find that this, because this is such a rich, creamy soap, I feel like it just lends itself to being a single coloured soap. So this is how I always make it. I always put the clay in before I put any lye in so I can give it a good mix. And I thought I would just show you that. It's very much like the Dead Sea mud. It just looks really, really disgusting. It looks like the most look at that, I mean, how disgusting is that? It looks like the most separated soap because basically it's oils and clay which don't mix together without something to bind them, which is the lye. Not the lye, I mean like the sodium hydroxide, not that it's an actual lye. So that's a nice good mix. It's a little bit on a stick blender here. I'll just knock that down. Now what I might do is, while the stick blender is still in there, is I'm just going to add my, I'm going to add my colour in now. I'm doing a fairly good tablespoon. I'm calling them that from now on. Tablespoon works for me. Actually, while we're at it, I'll just add my tablespoon in here now. It wasn't quite a tablespoon. I think tablespoon's an awesome word. Tuscan Sun from, look, Heirloom Body Care. That's where it's from. Heirloom, however you wish to say it. I think I grew up saying heirloom, so there you go. So this will stay relatively the colour it is now. It doesn't tend to change much from that. And because I'm using lemongrass and Persian lime, it doesn't discolour. So, yeah, 200 grams in weight, obviously. I don't know how you do 200 grams in anything else. I say some stupid shit sometimes, don't I? I really do. I like to just give it a mix before I stick blend it, just so that all the clay's wetted down. Wetted down? Wow, maybe I shouldn't have made soap tonight. It's actually night time. I'm back to sleeping weird hours again, but honestly, I don't really care. I mean, it works for me, so whatever. It is. Oh, far out. Okay, it's 12:20. I thought it was about 8 o'clock. So really? I honestly thought it was about 8 o'clock at night. Well, there you go. That explains why I'm so hungry. Oh dear. I should always. I don't tend to lose track of the time like that. I have been busy. I've been trying to do everything. And doing everything is just difficult sometimes. At the time of making this soap, I'm just about to re-release the thingamajigglies, the soap sprinkles. I've had the printers going, printing them for a week, 3 printers, printing them for a week, and they haven't made mistakes. So I feel like, and the quality's good enough that I'm willing to sell them again. So by the time you see this, I imagine they will be back in the store, because I'm planning on going up and doing that at some point tonight, or today I guess, now that it's actually 12:20. Alright, so that's a little thicker too than it would normally be, because I'm soaping cool. It's like 19 degrees in here, and this has got goat's milk in it as well, which come out of the fridge. So I'm going to go and put my lye in these, and then we'll come back and we'll mix them up. Alright, lie's in there, but first, before we do that, let's just put that in there. I just wanted to show you something. I would like to say a super big thank you to Charmaine for pointing out that Keely uses lidded jugs with a spout to pour her lye, even though, you know, you all know I watch Keely's channel just like you guys do. I went to Coles the other day. I'll get the other one that's empty. And I found the Sistema ones that Keely uses, but they're $15, which, I mean, I was happy to buy, because, you know, but I found these ones, which are the Decor range. I've taken this out in this one. These were half price, which is why I got two, and these hold 2.4 litres, and they're friggin' awesome, because watch this, look, that's open. How cute is that? That is so, and they actually, ow! Who knows, it's just, yeah, the tops are so good, like they completely seal, and then, yeah, and that just pulls straight out. I mean, you could leave it in there if you wanted to strain your, I don't know why, if you had a lot big bits that big in your lye, you probably need to be rethinking your lye situation. But yeah, I mean, how cool is that? Just pops open, pops back down. It's sealed. I think they're friggin' fantastic. So yeah, I got those from Coles. And like I said, they were half price, which I think they were probably about the same price as the Sistema ones. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked with those, and it's so easy to pour. Oh, having a jug with a handle and a spout, it's awesome. Alright, I don't need to be mixing this, I can just stick blend it. The lye is all sitting on the bottom, which is why it's still so very, very thick like this. So I'll give them both a whiz, and I'll come back when they're all liquidy again. Well, reasonably liquidy, because they're a clay soap. Okay, so I've come back when one's mixed and one is not, for a reason, to show you. One, you can see the difference in the liquidity. I know that's not a word, but I don't care. And just like you can also see how the clay is becoming incorporated now, whereas in this one, you can still see, you see how you can still see that separation, because the lye hasn't hit it enough yet to make them emulsify. So yeah, I just thought I'd show you that, because it's such a, I don't know, I just like the sciencey part of soap and how things behave differently, and it's always cool to do two side by side like this and see this one stick blended, this one, the lye is basically still sitting on the bottom. Alright, well, I'm going to stick blend this one, and then I'll come back. Now, you can see that this is a little thicker than if this was a normal soap, the amount that I have mixed this so far, I should be just emulsified, right? Whereas this is basically at a light trace with lumps in the bottom, because it's not mixed up. I've just come back real quick. So yeah, so if you're going to use a big shit ton of clay like that, just remember that your batter is going to be thicker. You can do designs with this, dependent upon your fragrance. If you're going to use some stupid floral that accelerates, it's still going to accelerate in this. Like all the clay is going to do is just make it a little thicker than normal. So keep that in your mind if you're going to experiment with clay. Which is, I don't understand why more people don't. Like, why are you all so afraid of clay, people? It's beautiful. This is a glorious soap to use in the shower. Honestly, it is so creamy. It's more like using a moisturizer or like a lotion than it is a soap. There's a chunk, you can see that. I am going to stick blend these again because they're a single colour. I'm just going to put the fragrance in, stick blend it and pour them in the containers. That's it. The end. The end. Oh dear. But yes, so this is you should experiment. That's what I was saying. You should experiment with clays, honestly, and different clays will do different things. They'll feel different on the skin. Kaolin clay is the most gentle of all the clays. Actually, I'm not sure. I think maybe the pink clay is a little more gentle than the kaolin clay. I'm not sure. But if you use something like the olive clay is a lot more drawing, so you need to know the properties of your clays that you're working with. You need to, honestly, you need to know the properties of everything you're working with. Just making soap and not learning anything just means that you're more likely to fail and not know why. And, you know, due diligence, people. It's really not that hard. If you're going to do something, do it properly. Well, apparently we found a high horse today. It's just been going on a bit lately, where people, oh, you know, I'm going to make soap, I'm going to start a soap business, and, you know, it's like, right, good on you. And I'm not that's not pointed at any single individual. This is basically constant. If you hang around in soap forums or soap groups on Facebook long enough, you see this all of the time. People think that they can come in, they can just grab a recipe off a video, you know, my videos, other videos, make a soap and think that because they've got that recipe from somewhere that's reliable, that their soap is going to be reliable, and that is not the way it works. It doesn't matter how reliable a recipe is. Like, you can take the recipe that's in the description of this, and you could make it and you could fail because you don't know what you're doing, or because you have not followed instructions, or because you think you can change one thing. You know, I mean, look at me, I've been soaping for 4,000 years now, and I still have stupid shit go on. Admittedly, I tend to know why the stupid shit goes on, but it doesn't change the fact that, you know, sometimes things are just not reliable, no matter where they come from and who told you what. I was carrying on about the clementine, and honestly, I love the clementine from Range, and I did say that it possibly maybe was my favourite over lemongrass and Persian lime. Now that I've smelt lemongrass and Persian lime again, I take it back. Lemongrass and Persian lime is always going to be my favourite. I've just wandered off over here because I have a lemongrass and Persian lime from Ilux, and I just wanted to smell it while I had this one from Aroma out, because if the Ilux one is basically the same, then I'll just buy it from Ilux from now on. So I'm going to give this one more whiz, and then I'm just going to pour it in the mould. The end. One thing I will say with this recipe, with putting a lot of clay in a soap, I would strongly suggest that you do not use a high coconut content recipe, because clay can be drying, and if you use it in a recipe that is high in coconut, which can be drying, see, this is the thing, like, I hate coconut oil, absolutely hate it, but I hate it even when it's not in soap. Like, the lady where I used to go when I actually had any money, to get massages, she would say, do you mind if I use coconut oil? Do you have any allergies? Blah, blah, blah. And I hate it. I hate how I smell when I walk out of there, because I hate the smell of coconut oil. I hate how it feels on my skin, either in soap or just by itself. I just truly do not like coconut oil. It's just something that my skin goes, yeah, no, we don't like that. Can you not use that, please? So, whereas there's tons of other people who they use coconut oil and swear by just putting it on their skin. Ugh, no. But I don't like any sort of oils on my skin anyway. Like, I don't like using body butters because I don't like that super greasy feel. And even if I use like a moisturiser, which I rarely do, I don't do a lot of skincare. But if I use a moisturiser, it has to be something really light. I don't like a heavy cream because it just feels like my skin can't breathe. I'm one of those people that really, really detests sweating as well, because it makes my skin feel foul. You guys are all sitting there going, way too much information. We do not need to know this about you, Lee. I'm like, well, tough shit now, you know. Oh, I know what I was supposed to get out. Where are you? Oh, no, already got it out. Okay, so at some point, I'm going to make these in 3D, with the 3D printer. At some point, how you going over here? You're right. This is, as far as I know, it is phone or electrical cord. There's like a hard, like it's fairly hard to bend. And I just made this shape, you can see, and then I just come along and stamp this. And it's just a little bit too big. See, I've moved house since I've used this last. And I just put it on the top and pull it up, just like that, and it just leaves squiggly marks on the top, which I think is pretty cute. You still see what I'm doing? You can still see what I'm doing. I'm just going to go back and do this one again, and this one again, like that. And that's all I do. It's just a little something. Because it's just a plain old soap, it just needs a little something something. Now I get some more fragrance. I am honestly wondering though what lemongrass and Persian lime and clementine would smell like together. I think it would be probably one of the most amazing mixes. Because, see, like lemon and lime are very, like, they're just like a typical citrus, whereas clementine's got this kind of different sort of smell. Like even mandarins are like a very typical citrus, you know, but clementine just, I don't know, there's just something about it. It's just a really cool smell. And also the aloe vera and clementine from Ilux is absolutely friggin' amazing. Oh, and the peach from Range discolours like a motherfucker. I've got to tell you, it's really, really ugly. So we won't be fiddling on around with that one again. Alright, so this one obviously has thickened up because I was fart-assing around with the other one, obviously, and just stirring it and talking and carrying on. So this one is a little thicker, but that is okay. Because look at that. I mean, seriously, isn't that beautiful? Look at that. So nice. Lemongrass and Persian lime is so... Persian lime. Lemongrass and Persian pine. It's so nice to work with. It just behaves. Like, it doesn't accelerate, it just behaves. It's been a long time. I'm glad I got to use it again. I'm really stoked. Oh dear. I think there's some of this left on the website if anyone's interested. Not really sure what stock I have in soaps. Because I don't tend to sell a lot of soap anymore, I don't really take much notice of what's on the website. I make soap because I enjoy making soap, not to make money. If I made soap to make money, I'd do wholesale accounts like this. Funnily enough. Alright, I'm going to have to smack this. She's not getting any flatter than that. There is no flat in that. Oh, it's such a nice soap. I'll be taking the ends of these. Nobody's getting the ends as freebies. Oh dear. You'll actually all be getting some really cool freebies soon. Not that I don't think my soap is pretty cool as a freebie anyway. Although, I guess, like I've said before, I kind of wonder if that's a little arrogant, sending soap freebies to people who make soap. It's not meant to be. I mean, I just like soap. I like my soap, and I like to think that you'll like my soap too. And if you don't, I don't know, because you don't tell me. I don't have people writing in going, your free gift was shit. If you did, I'd probably cry. No, I would not. Alright, look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. There's some 4 nice freebies. And we will texture this top as well. So yeah, pretty, like I said, simple soap. But I do like this little thing. I don't know how I come up with this thing. I think because I used this stuff to make my hanger for my hanger swirls as well, I think I had this little piece and I was just playing with it and then went, oh. But yeah, I mean, it's always been a plan ever since I started doing the 3D printing to make some cool shapes to do this on the tops of soaps, but I've just never got around to it. It's just one of those things that I just forget. So many things slip my mind. And I don't have time to make, oh, far out. I didn't smack that and nearly push it off the bench. That didn't happen at all. Alright, there we go. Unfortunately, that one's got a bit of a lump in it, but once it's cut up, you're not really going to see that. So, alright, we'll put them there for their beautiful photograph. And I will see you for the cutting. Ta-da! Whoops. Hello. Is back. I was just organising myself to go to bed and I realised I hadn't cut the soap, so if it wasn't clay soap I probably wouldn't have cared and I would have just left it, but sometimes when you put a lot of clay in a soap it can set up really hard. Sometimes it doesn't. It's kind of weird. It's just one of those things. It's just soap. It just does whatever it feels like. You can see, maybe you can't. You can see that, yeah, you can actually. The sides are paler than the insides. My English skills, my talking skills today are screwed. The inside will go back to this colour. This, I don't know why it does this, it just does. It's kind of like a reverse, well, I was going to say it's like a reverse discoloration, like a vanilla colour discoloration. Usually you'll find it gets darker on the outside and then works its way in, whereas this, for some reason, it does the opposite. So I don't know why it does it, and I don't know why I'm showing you every piece. They are exactly the same. But this, yeah, you can see it's cut. It's beautiful. It's nice and solid. It's been, I think it's, I don't know, I don't really know what time it is. I think it's about 10. I literally have no idea and I didn't bring the phone down with me, so Yeah, so it's been 10 hours since I made it, so it's plenty solid for 10 hours, that's for sure. But like I said, it's a clay soap. I'm going to cut that other one as well, that other one, which will be the next video you watch, so you will have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. Alright, well that's it. There's nothing else to show you because that's a plain soap. But like I said before, if you are thinking about experimenting with clay, go for it. I mean, at the end of the day, you're making soap, you're not performing brain surgery. The worst that can happen is it turns out shit and you throw it in the bin. I mean, it's not like you're going to kill someone, you know? Just have fun with it, just play. Alright, I'm going to go. Bye.